friends, this is Grace and welcome to my channel and welcome to another For the Love of Crafting and Sharing video. We are in November, so there's only 2 more videos for this YouTube hop and also for this year. Specifically for this YouTube hop. Anyways, for the month of November, we are doing the prompt is what we're grateful for. And so as I was thinking about that, I felt like in spite of all of the things that has happened in 2020, I would have to say that there's still little pockets of things that I am grateful for. And one of those things was scrapbooking. I feel like I don't know about you, but I find scrapbooking to be like my therapy. You know, when things get so hard, when things get like overwhelming, and when all these chaos that's happening outside of myself, and I want to kind of step away from that. I use scrapbooking as a way for me to calm myself, to like it's just my thing that helps me to put perspective in my life. I know that's maybe a little bit too like silly to say that scrapbooking puts perspective, but for me it does, because it reminds me of why, like the main reason why I document my life. It's because I love my family and because I am grateful for the life that I have. And so in the beginning of when we were, all quarantined back in March, it actually came in a time of my life where my just every day was crazy because I was working, and then we just got off of wrestling season. So there was a lot of things that was pulling me in many different directions. And so for my family and I to just kind of have those, like, I think it was like 2 months, 3 months of just staying home was actually kind of a good thing, because it gave us moments to relax and to just, not be always go, go, go. So on, like, I think it was like the second week, or maybe it was the second week of being quarantined, I decided to do a day in the life, because it's been a long time since I've done that. I think the last time that I did it was like 2012. And so I just took pictures. It was a Friday and it was snowing, so I took a bunch of pictures of my day. See, I took a picture of, this was back in the day when our president was doing his daily coronavirus task force meeting, whatever that was. And so I just taken pictures of the things that we were doing back then. And so I printed them off, and my goal is to, of course, create a double page layout, because there's a lot of pictures, but then also to dip into my stamps, because as you know, I just did a stamp series and I still have a lot that I still want to play with. So I mainly pick like ones with words, and then I'm going to use this number for like numbering the sequence of my day, and then just a few more like words. I have this family one that I really, really like. I like the combination of the script and then the non-script fonts, and then maybe use this for like titles. And then I also have some pocket cards that I'm planning on using. Now, most of this I want to use as frames, because I want to frame each of these pictures, because it's going to be a photo heavy layout. So I know that there's not going to be a lot of room for me to put in pattern papers except the background. So I'm thinking I could add design and color and pattern through these pocket cards. So that is my plan for this, and I hope that you'll follow along as I go through the process. Please check out the description box below, because there will be links for the other ladies that are participating in this hop, and let's get on this. Okay, so now we're going to go and create this layout. So I kind of did a little bit of pre-planning or prepping for this layout. I did bring this to work one day and just kind of cut down the papers to size, and also figured out which 3x4 card I wanted to use for what for what photo. And there's really no rhyme or reason. I was just kind of looking at the card first and figuring out, or rather I was looking at the photo, because there were some cards that I needed to trim the photo significantly. So I want to make sure that I don't cut out very important things. And so I want to, that's what I was doing, like matching up the cards were it doesn't have to be cut too much, or if the card entails me to cut a bunch, I would make sure to put a photo on top of that, it's okay if I crop a lot of it. And then there's also points that I've noticed that some of the cards have the corner rounded, so I had to make sure that I round the corners to match it. And I have this one card that the corners are that kind of inverted circle, and so I used I think that's a 1/4 inch circle, or maybe a little bit bigger of 1/4 inch, and then I used that to create the corners of that photo. So again, I'm using 15 photos here. I narrowed it down to 15. There were more than 15, but I figured for the space that I have in my 2-page layout, 15 would be the best. I also pre-printed my journaling, and I just did that kind of day in the life by numbers. So I will add some numbers to each one of the photos so that it will correspond to its to the right journaling. And so I'm starting off with, well, my base is a white cardstock, and if you've followed me for any amount of time, you know that I like borders. That's kind of my go-to, is I need to have borders on my layouts. So I decided to create a tiny border, and instead of going with paper, I decided to just go with washi, because it's much faster, because then you don't have to adhere glue to the back, you just glue it there. So I like that. I did print my journaling in an 8.5 by 11 sheet, and so I believe the size of it is 11-inch long by like 3-inch or something like that. And then I am putting the photos in chronological order, so that when I do put my numbers in there, it would all make sense. So the journaling kind of have a little bit of space on the top and the bottom. So on the bottom, I put some more washi, and I decided to go with with the camera washi. That was kind of like a last minute thought. I do have my washi on the bottom of this table, so I could easily pull out some washi if inspiration strikes me. I don't know if you guys have seen my scrap room tour that I posted just a few days ago. I will make sure to link that in the description box below if you want to see it. I do have a small space, and so everything in my space are kind of, I really try to think hard where everything is going to go in my space, just because I don't have a lot of it. So most of these, or all the right page of this layout, is going to be mostly for the rest of the photos. I will put my title in between the two horizontal photos that I have in the middle, and that's where my title will be. And then I have a space on the bottom right of this right page, and so I'm going to just add a few stamped embellishments there. So like I said in my intro, this is something that I am grateful for. I'm grateful for scrapbooking, and for it has given me an opportunity to sit back and think about the things that are going good in my life, and the things that I am grateful for, especially during this time where there's so many crazy things that is going outside of ourselves, outside of our homes, that it could be, we could easily succumb to the idea that the world is ending, or things are so bad. But if we have a heart of a grateful heart, I think we will be able to get through the challenges that we have a little bit, maybe not easier, but it would not be so hopeless, I think. So going back to the layout, I did stamp the numbers onto, initially I was thinking of doing it in a pattern paper, but I just did it on white scrap paper, and then used a pink ink for that. And I am really loving using my stamps on my layouts lately. If you have been following my latest scrapbook series, you know that that's my the theme for my series right now is to use stamps. And so this is kind of like um, an extra bonus layout for that series as well, because this has a lot of stamping on it. I just think that I don't pay attention to my stamps enough, and this recently it has really it brought to my attention that I love stamping and I love my stamps, and so I should use it more often. So again, I'm numbering all of those photos, and I used a 1/2 inch circle to punch out those numbers, and I'm just putting that again to correspond to the respective journaling for that. And then I used an alphabet stamp and stamped grateful. That is, I believe, an American Crafts alphabet stamp. And then I have this small hero art stamp that has a combination of the script and the just the regular font or the skinny font type letters, and I use the script one just to spell out the word for, and I did punch that out with my 1-inch circle punch so that my title will end up saying grateful for daily life. And basically that's about it. What I did here was I have this Technique Tuesday stamp set that has a lot of home related quotes or phrases, and then I have another Technique Tuesday that has just some random generic words like snapshot or observed, and so I just stamped a bunch of them. I will not use all of them on this layout, but I just didn't know which one I wanted to use, so I just stamped all of them. And as you notice, I did stamp them on a pattern paper. The paper is double-sided, but it has a very subtle pink design, and so I thought of using that just to incorporate with the pink that I used for the ink of the numbers. So that's basically my layout. I will be adding the stamped words here and there, and then I will add some kind of enamel stars to finish off the layout, but that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Again, please make sure to check the description box below for the other ladies that are participating in this blog hop. I can't believe we're in November already. That means that after this, we have one more blog hop in December, and then that's it for 2020. It just seems like, I don't know about you, but 2020 seems like it was long, but then at the same time, it went by fast. It was just, it's it was definitely a weird year, right? We've gone through a lot of things as humans, as people during this year. But I hope that you will take time to jot down things that you're grateful for. I am definitely grateful for you for stopping by today, and I hope that you guys have a lovely day. I will have some still shots at the end of this, and I will catch you guys another day. Bye.